In this devotional, I'm going to share with you 3 thoughts from Song of Solomon, chapter 6, verses 4 through 10, where I'll ask the question, how beautiful is the maiden? Song of Solomon, chapter 6, verses 4 through 10 says, "You are beautiful as Tirzah, my love, lovely as Jerusalem, awesome as an army with banners. Turn away your eyes from me, for they overwhelm me. Your hair is like a flock of goats leaping down the slopes of Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of ewes that have come up from the washing. All of them bear twins. Not one among them has lost its young. Your cheeks are like halves of a pomegranate behind your veil. There are 60 queens and 80 concubines and virgins without number. My dove, my perfect one, is the only one of her mother, pure to her who bore her. The young women saw her and called her blessed. The queens and concubines also, they praised her. Who is this who looks down like the dawn, beautiful as the moon, bright as the sun, awesome as an army with banners?" When Solomon speaks of the maiden, when he speaks of his bride, he speaks of her as being more beautiful than can possibly be imagined. He uses everything that he can think of to compare to her beauty, and he still finds himself lacking in adequately expressing precisely what she looks like to him. She is the most beautiful thing in all the world in his mind, and it's because of this great beauty that he loves her. Or maybe it's because he loves her that he recognizes the great beauty therein. Either way, here are 3 thoughts from Song of Solomon, chapter 6, verses 4 through 10, answering the question, how beautiful is the maiden? Thought number 1, more than cities. Solomon says that she's more beautiful than Tirzah, more beautiful than Jerusalem, that these cities, these epic creations of man that inspire such beauty, such awe, such wonder, that is the sort of beauty that the maiden has. That she fills you with such a sense of grandeur when you see her that it's like going up to the city of David. It's like going into Zion to see the maiden. And this gives us a little bit of a picture of exactly what he thinks about his bride. She is wonderful to behold. When he sees her, it just brings a smile to your face. She is so beautiful that he can't even stand to look her in the eye for too long. She's radiant like the sun. This idea of being more beautiful than the cities gives the impression that she is more beautiful than anything that man can make. That the greatest things that we can put together as humankind pale in comparison to the great beauty of the maiden. Thought number 2, more than nature. We have all of this flowery language using nature and the components of nature to describe her beauty. Flocks of goats going down the hill. The whiteness of the sheep after they've been shorn and washed. He is talking about things that are a part of the natural world that these people would have seen and been familiar with. And he's saying that she is more beautiful than those things. She is more lovely than a ewe who always bears twins and never loses them. She is more lovely than your best day dealing in the field. She is absolutely wondrous to behold. And for Solomon, simply to see her is to inspire joy and happiness and gladness. This is the kind of beauty that the maiden has. She is more beautiful than anything in the natural world. He sees in her the pinnacle of God's creation because she is so overwhelmingly wondrous to see. And this is what happens when a man falls in love with a woman. He sees in her all that is good, and he can't even find fault in her because of the great love that he has for her. Thought number 3, more than others. Solomon is even comparing the maiden to other women, and he talks about how all of them say how blessed she is. All of them are discussing just how beautiful she is. He is not interested in the concubines. He's not interested in other maidens. He's not interested in the innumerable virgins. He isn't interested at all. He is overwhelmed with this one particular woman, his bride that he is preparing to marry. And because of that, because he is so enthralled with her, because he's so overwhelmed, because he loves her so much, he can't even find beauty in these other women. He only sees the beauty that's inherent in her. One of the tragedies of Solomon's life is that it seems like he might have lost this great love for his bride, that somehow he loses this great affection that he has for her because he ends up getting all manner of different wives, all manner of different concubines, and that sort of thing. When it would have been superior, it would have been better for him and for the nation of Israel had he been devoted to the beautiful maiden that the Lord had provided for him. These three thoughts come to you from the assigned reading of Song of Solomon, chapters 5 and 6. If you'd like to read through the Bible with me, you can do so by subscribing to this channel, by clicking on the link in the description, or by joining the Facebook group Through the Bible, where we are reading the text of Scripture together.